Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Outlookers podcast. Thank you for David for bringing us the last episode. My name is Alison and I am a member of our media group.
Outlookers, the local sight loss charity.
For those of you who don't know what we do here at Outlookers, here is Ian to tell us more.
Outlookers, formerly known as the Kirklees Visual Impairment Network, is a charity dedicated to enhancing the lives of people with visual impairments in West Yorkshire. This member-led organisation offers a variety of services aimed at promoting independence and well-being through peer support and technology training.
You're listening to Outlookers, the podcast.
Thanks Ian. Now let's go and see what our tech feature is for this episode.
It's time for Tech, another technology review.
I'm here with Nick at the media group, and Nick got some Meta Ray-Ban glasses. And Nick, I don't think you'll mind me saying this, but you've not got the greatest of technical expertise when it comes to setting these new devices and things up.
No, so I've had a lot of help from Outlookers. I also listened to some podcasts about how these things work, and I suppose a sign of what you're saying is I got them back in December. I was given them as a Christmas present by my wife, and I finally got to grips with actually using them. So I was using them to get into Huddersfield today. So yeah, not a lot of experience, but they're great fun.
Excellent. So I know that the Meta have gone through quite a lot of updates since December, and everybody seems to be very excited about the look and see feature that is rolled out now in the UK. What do you use your Ray-Ban glasses for?
So as I say, I'm sort of still learning. To start with, they're really good just for listening to. And so I've also got a pair of bone conduction headphones, and I suppose they've sort of taken over from those because they're quite good sound quality. So you have to pair them with your phone, so you have to be carrying your phone with you, and the sound comes out of the arms of the glasses. So they're just an ordinary pair of glasses. I was a bit worried when I first got them because most sunglasses that I like have sort of curved just a bit at the edge of your face so that they protect you from the sun from all angles, and these don't quite do it. But they're quite big, the ones that I've got, so they do cut off the sun. And I listen to radio, I listen to podcasts, I listen to music with them, and the sound quality is really good. So that's the first thing that I did with them. And then you can also do a bit like your Amazon Alexas. You can ask them questions, but they're much, much better than Amazon Alexa because they're properly AI. So you can ask them for suggestions for things. You can also just do things like recipes and find out information through them. So all of that's good. But the new stuff is sort of halfway to being really mind-blowing. So by that I mean you can now ask what's in front of you. So you can say, "Hey Meta." You always do it by saying, "Hey Meta." And sorry if I've set off people's glasses, anyone wearing them, by saying that. But you say, "Hey Meta," and then you say, "Look and say," or "Look and tell," or just say, "Look in front of me and tell me what's there," and it gives you a description of what's there. Or you can say, "What am I holding?" and it'll tell you, look, "Hey Meta, look and tell me what I'm holding," and it'll tell you what's in front. So I found out I was holding a bottle of alcohol, but I wasn't sure what sort it was, and it
Drink responsibly, children.
could tell me the precise, and you can ask it questions about it. So it's like the stuff you get on your phone. On my phone, I've been using this describe quick with Be My Eyes, which you can do on an Apple phone. You can say that to an Apple phone. If you've got Be My Eyes on it, it tells you about what's there, gives you a quick description. So it does all of that. But even more than that now, it can tell you, what's what's in front of you in terms of like what's on the shelf in a shop, or am I at what sort of a building am I at? All of those things you can do. So yeah, I've been having great fun with them.
And when I bumped into you this morning, you were telling me that you had a video call with them, with your partner, and she was quite concerned about your safety.
So as you're walking along, they're better than a phone, because with a phone, you'd have to be almost like carrying it for it to see in front of you as you're walking, if you're doing a video call. But with these, you just say, hey Meta, call ... on WhatsApp, and it connects to them. So you do it through WhatsApp, and it connects to them on WhatsApp, and then you double click. There's a little button on the top of your right arm of the glasses, and you double click on that once you're through to them, and it puts the camera, so they see through your glasses. Then they see what's in front of you. So I've done this a couple of times with my wife. I was just showing that because I'm having to learn the white cane now. I used to have a guide dog, but I'm still on the waiting list for that, so I'm having to learn the white cane much more now. And so my wife is quite worried as to whether I'm safe walking through Huddersfield, walking through Home Firth where I live, and walking to Outlookers meetings. So a couple of times I've clicked it on to show her where I'm going, which actually makes the situation worse, because she sees, oh no, there's a car coming, and oh no, stay where you're. And I'm, I do think I'm perfectly safe, but I suppose someone watching what you're doing through your glasses might get quite concerned.
Yeah, so I can imagine it's quite concerning for them.
Yeah,
very James Bond-like.
It's bizarre. So I have to say, when people start talking to me, because I get offered help so much when I'm walking on. I didn't used to get this with the guide dog, but with the white cane, I mean, maybe I don't look confident, I don't know, but I get people coming up to me all the time and saying, do you want some help? Do you want me to take your arm? Do you want me to get you across the road? And sometimes I'm having to say, oh, actually, I'm just on the phone to my wife, and they're thinking, well, what, how are you on the phone to your wife? You haven't got a phone in your hand. Oh no, I'm talking through my glasses. So yeah, it's also amazing, this new technology, isn't it? The things that are coming online now, and no doubt it'll only get better and faster. You do have to wait a bit, and I suppose one of the little drawbacks, when I said it's sort of halfway there to being really mind-blowing, it's still just taking a picture, and you hear it sort of snapping the shot, and then it describes it to you when you say, hey Meta, look and tell what's in front of me. It takes a picture and then it tells you. It's not sort of actually watching the video in real time. So if you move around, it's not you have to tell it again to have another look, sort of thing. So it'd be good to get actually, just someone there sitting on your shoulder telling, oh, that's coming, and oh, there's a bus number 314 is coming, and it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's really good.
So it's getting there then.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So that's an insight. I've got one question. How is the battery life?
So I've found the battery life fine. I've never, because I've only used it, this month. I use it as I'm walking around, and it's never run out yet. And then I put it back inside the case. The glasses, I put them back inside the case, and it charges from the case. So the case you charge up overnight, make sure it's fully charged. And then you carry that around with you, and you slot them inside, and it just recharges them. So when I come to put them on again after a little gap, it's back up to 100%. So it's been fine for me. I know people do say that maybe you need if you're on a long day with them, then it can run out. But I've not experienced that yet.
So would you recommend them? That is a question, I suppose.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, I think you sort of need to have a bit of confidence in linking up to your phone, in then going through the app and making all the settings. So I'm sure Outlookers can help with that. People from Outlookers know about all this stuff and can help you with that. And then you have to sort of remember what to do and double click if you want someone to see through your glasses, and you have to remember the commands to use. But no, it's the future.
Excellent, thank you. Well, I wonder how many times people's Ray-Ban glasses that have gone off, or we've said, "Hey Meta," in that little interview.
At least I didn't say Alexa. Oh, whoops.
Yes, these things happen. They're all good fun. Well, thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
You're listening to Outlookers, the podcast.
Thanks, Paul and the members of the media group for bringing that to us. Now let's get our Outlookers update.
Here is your Outlookers update. We have got some important health messaging. This is happening at our groups and will be given to you by Chris, our community champion. We have also got our Braille course continuing in Huddersfield with the second of our Living Well with Sight Loss courses. This is taking part in Batley. For any more information, please visit our website at outlookers.org.uk.
Now it's time for a different CJ Meets, where we actually meet CJ.
Hello, so I'm Nick, and I'm going to be interviewing CJ. So this is weird, because this is the slot called CJ Meets, only this is Nick meets CJ in the CJ Meets slot.
Hello, Nick.
Hi.
Hello.
So, first of all, because I'm new to all of this, fairly new to Outlookers still, why are you called CJ? What's your name?
My name's Christopher Johnson. Well, I used to work at a software place in Holmfirth, and there were 5 of us called Chris. I was the 5th, the latest addition, and they said I had to think of a nickname. I was on the spot, and I went, well, Chris Johnson, CJ, and they went, that'll do, CJ. So that was it, and it stuck.
Okay. And we're going to come on to your volunteer with Outlookers, but just first of all, can you tell us a bit about your sight loss journey, your sight journey?
Yes, of course. Well, I was reasonably healthy up to the age of 48. I was very busy working as a software engineer, traveling a lot of places a long way, working long hours. And I noticed a bit of slowing down, let's say, or issues with, I had blood pressure problems and things. And but anyway, I woke up one morning and I thought I got like a migraine where my vision was a bit strange. And the headache didn't really come on, and I started getting like pins and needles and things in my body down one side. And I tried to phone my wife, I remember that, and the next thing I knew I was in hospital. I think I got bits of memory of going in an ambulance and things, but I'd had a TIA and a stroke, a mini stroke, and first of all, I thought it was just the physical side of things, and the vision issue kind of got worse over days at first. It was a dark shadow that was growing in my central vision. And it turns out I got branch retinal occlusion as well as the stroke problems and other heart-related issues. But that meant I was having problems seeing things on one side. Eventually got worse where I couldn't read or see steps properly, door frames and things, and I couldn't do my job anymore as a software engineer. I couldn't read the screen. Words were all over the place, disappearing and fuzzy. And I had to leave that job, and I really liked it. Like I said, I did a lot of travel with that job. And we looked into ways of staying, but there were too many, at the time, seemed like a mountain to climb. And I started to suffer with mental health issues with the result of that, I think. And I came to a point where I sort of gave up, and I didn't want to do anything anymore, or wake up or do anything really. And all the things that I used to like doing, landscape photography and things, I couldn't do properly. I mean, I could still see enough to kind of point the camera, but everything were wrong exposure or out of focus and wonky.
CJ, you're opening up a whole. We need to come back to
Oh,
these.
sorry, yeah.
No, we need to come back to these in the podcast, don't we? About things people do, having a job and then losing the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to pick that up again.
Yeah, the thing was I'd given up, but always looking for some sort of technology to help with the things that I wanted to do. And I couldn't find anywhere. I would only just moved to Huddersfield. I didn't know the place very well. My wife,
that was
Chanel.
My phone, so I've just turned it off.
My wife, Chanel, found out about an event at Huddersfield Town Hall, which was all about technology for people with sight loss and low vision. And I was starting to feel a bit more enthusiastic about things. And she twisted my arm, and I came out and went round every single stall in the event, and didn't really find anything that was suitable. I tried the wearable goggles and things. I forget what the technology name or the product name was. They were like Vision, Apple Vision, but sort of more tailored towards blind and low vision, which didn't really seem to do anything. So I was kind of disappointed. I ran my way out the door, and I heard this voice say, "Where are you going?" And it was Sam, I think. And she pulled me to the table and said, "We're outlookers." Oh, I was just about to walk past now. I'm glad I didn't, because I came to the support group on the Friday first, just talking to people with similar stories, different backgrounds, and similar challenges and things like that, and find a common interest with people, and I felt welcomed. And
so you joined the community.
Yeah, and I was again raring to go and help out where I could. I felt, it helped get me out of the house and helped me embrace technology and start looking into ways of doing things that I couldn't do, or thought that I couldn't do.
So tell us about your volunteering then, what you've been doing. I want to come on to the music bit, but that's later.
Yeah.
Tell us about the volunteering first.
Well, like I said, I just wanted to help out and put a bit back in and contribute, because I could feel, the value that I was getting from it, the support I was getting, and wanted to be part of it. And there was the social aspect as well, and meeting new friends and doing things out of the house and meeting up with other people. It just felt natural to want to be part of it and help out, which is kind of led on to with the media group and helping out with that. But initially, I was helping out on the Fridays in the group support group, with introducing new people, talking to new people, and helping out with the technology that I'd learned from the sessions here and the one-to-ones I'd had with Mark and with David and with Paul. And the sight loss, living well with sight loss, of course, it all contributed to me self-confidence and, again, wanting to help others.
So this is quite a story, isn't it? Leading from software engineer, sight loss, down, and but then moving upwards again. And you've got big plans for the future. I want to hear about the music. Go on.
Well, actually, Outlook has encouraged me to reach out to other communities and around the creative side of things and art especially. And I met with an organisation called Collaborati, and I did 10 weeks of accessible art classes with them, or exploring ways of using art as a therapeutic tool as well as expressive and creative tool. They all kind of combine into one holistic therapy. And over that time, I kind of worked out, the challenges that I faced and what I could do in terms of painting and needlework and all the tactile stuff, or things that require some level of sight, and just working out a way of making it accessible to other members, outlookers. So I've applied for funding through UK Lottery and with the help of Collaborati and an organisation called TSL to run a 5-week pilot, which will be open to members of Outlookers to come along and sample over that 5-week period different forms of art and creative therapy. And I've said it, it doesn't have to be around painting, drawing, the visual side. It can be music or the spoken side of things. It's a pilot. It's an exploration of what's possible.
This is big stuff, isn't it? You've got big plans around this. You've got business plans and applied for funding, as you say.
There's of course there's oversight to consider that when you're dealing with funding and that sort of thing, that everything should be transparent and open. And with that comes a requirement to form, constitutional things and things for the local authorities to register and keep a track on and watch where the money's going and how it's affecting the community and where it's beneficial. So in order to do that, I've had to, well, I haven't had to, it's part of the process to register it started off as Anuna Arts, which was a collection of my postcards and things from days before. And all kinds of like digital creative stuff. But because I want to work in the community more and provide an accessible art system for everybody, this has been the way to do it. And I'm looking for friends to help me. I've got a few on board already with forming like a committee and the mission statement. And ultimately I'll be hoping to provide accessible therapeutic sound healing workshops.
Goodness. So this is way beyond music. I thought this was music, but this is a lot of stuff.
It started off as part of the enjoyment of music, because I used music to help with the mental health side of things and just to make myself feel better. And I found that I was teaching myself piano, so I was playing and listening at the same time, and then listening to classical music and starting to feel much healthier. And I put it down to change your lifestyle and taking my medication and things like that, but also these well-being therapies were like a catalyst in making me want to take care of myself a bit better.
So the workshops then, what do we look out for? When are they going to be? How do you get on them?
Well, the Accessible Art Programme, the pilot, will be running from May the 4th, which I think is a Wednesday, for 5 weeks. And during that time, I'll be recruiting and putting the steps forward to making official that Anuna Arts will then be looking to, towards the end of the summer, providing more extensive workshops, more wide-ranging facilities and sessions.
And just spell that, the word that you're saying, Anuna. What are you saying?
It's Anuna, as in the Anunnaki, a sort of pre-Egyptian deity from the Sumerian. It's spelled ANUNNA for Anuna.
Yeah.
And then arts.
Wow. And there was you interviewing everyone else, but your story is really, really interesting. So thanks ever so much, CJ. Thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Outlookers, promoting empowerment through peer and technology support.
Thank you, Nick, for bringing us that interesting interview with CJ. Now it's time for What's On at Outlookers.
News, events and information. What's on this month at Outlookers?
Here at Outlookers, we have groups that meet on a weekly basis in Batley, Huddersfield and Dewsbury. We also have other groups that meet throughout the month in Cleckheaton, Mirfield, Denbydale and Home Firth. For any further information, go and visit our website, outlookers.org.uk. Drop us an email on info@outlookers.org.uk, or you can call us on 01924 44 5222.
Thank you for joining us on this episode, and we look forward to bringing you the next episode soon.
Outlookers, the local sight loss charity.